Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. As the ARC, we're on Apollo difficulty, and the Slavs are running away with the game a little bit. They've been left alone for far, far too long, and we've spread around our affinities way too much. After we finish off the things we need to make our happiness not apocalyptically bad, we're going to have to straight tech for purity, or for supremacy. Worker here, actually working the xenomass to start off with is excellent because that's extra food, and we'd like some growth in our new city. That would be fine. We need to improve our all of our float stones. I guess we could. The only person we can sell the float stone to would Slavs or franco-iberia. Of course, they're both going to hate us, but you know, maybe we can still make it work somehow. Move up a little bit over here. Tac jet. I think the idea... Well, it doesn't really matter where this tac jet is. So we just want them close enough so that we're going to be able to get them onto the carrier. I think the carrier can only fit a couple of things, though. So you know what? Let me move one back to Mandira, where it's kind of needed. Optical surgery. We need Fraxite hooked up before we can start building that, but that's a lot of health we'll be able to get from it once we get there. We can also get the gene garden. We still... Literally, we don't have enough Fraxite hooked up. I've got all these workers... Because we've got this one, which is 2, but it's mostly... Well, we've got 1 cinder. Go victory condition. Yes, let's go ahead and go for supremacy. We have no fraxite. We have tons and tons and tons of floatstone. Oh, well, that's what this city is for. I'm going to build a command center. There's lots of things we need, but I would feel much safer with command center, especially all of our eggs are in this basket. All of our eggs are in that 1 fraxite basket. If we're going to use our fraxite to be building buildings too, that's not necessarily ideal. You, I believe, are there to finish building a terrascape. Don't think I'm wrong about that. I think you were in progress. So, yes. Fortune has grown to size 2. Quest update. Steel synapses. Build 3 cell cradle buildings. A research into neural mapping, Alright, it definitely sounds like this is a supremacy-themed quest, so I guess we will do that. The cell cradle, it's kind of not tempting in a way, because all it does is give you specialist slots. It gives you 4 artist specialist slots, and that's it. And we'd have to build 3 of them? I mean, I can get 1 city. I assume it just produces a bunch of culture. But yeesh. Carrier in 1 turn, so I'm just going to tell the tac jets to sit tight for now. This tac jet can stay on intercept mode. And then we're going to move forward with our carriers. Not too far forward, though. I don't actually want to get bombed by the city. Worker over here, go ahead and hook up our floatstone. You over here, of course we're going to... you know what? Actually, I can buy a worker. That's good. I'm like, we really need the... No, I can't. 270? We really need the fraxite hooked up. But the xenomass will let our city grow faster, so that's good. There we go. At least we'll get this fraxite going. That counts for something. So the fact that the KP's condemned me no longer affects me. Okay, that's fine. I will point out that there is a station that went away here, so it means people can settle in this area. I would like it for the fraxite, but God knows I don't have the happiness for it. Alright, our carrier is now done. Carrier has arrived. So... I don't suppose... It's not... Central couldn't possibly reach that, could it? No, I was pretty sure it could not. So we can rebase you there. Really, we can't reach it? Really? Alright, then we'll rebase you to Central. Next turn we'll rebase again, so we've lost another turn. That is a lot of production, or a lot of science, and we'll take it, because presumably Sabda cannot kill our trade routes, apparently. Move to here. I can't get bombarded by the city. Oh, they've got a miasmic repulsor, so we're not actually going to be able to do our tech satellite. Well, we might be able to get a little bit of a boost. We'll see. Depends on exactly where things fit and when that TACnet hub will go away. Speaking of, let's drop a few more TACnet hubs all over the place so we can feel a lot safer about things. I'm going to advance as much as I can while staying in a bombard range. The orbit element imminent. Oh yeah, but that's for our miasmic repulsor. That's totally normal. We've got a very short lifespan. Potentially. Although, do I need the titanium for my tack nets? I think I do, at least to build them. So... Well, this is a favor. She's specifically asking me for a favor. So if I do this, I'll get a benefit to our relationship. Okay, fine. You can have my 3 titanium. We've still got 1 left. Hopefully that's going to be enough for whatever we need. You know what I'm going to do? I can move this cinder all the way up here, which would be pretty handy. Apparently I can't. Come on, select. Yeah, it takes 10 turns, which is a long time. But it might pay off. Let me scooch forward here. Oh, I could shoot this down. No, apparently not. Apparently ships cannot shoot down. Just artillery, I suppose. Whoa, that is weak. This is going to be a lot easier than I thought, actually. You're telling me I can only fit one unit on the carrier? Is that what you're telling me? Seriously? Doesn't actually tell me how much it can fit. That's great. Okay, clearly here we're in range. Oh my god. I think I can only fit one stupid thing on this stupid carrier. I mean, I assume as it levels up, it'll gain the ability to fit more, but... your job is basically just to be on intercept mode for now, then. Not actually going to need you to take the city. So... I'll remove miasma where I want. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I can move my cinder back. It's not going to be required. Get back onto the frac site. Go. 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 Thank you. Cruiser took 62 damage being bombarded there. That's quite a bit. I mean, I can knock that down to 0, but I got to make sure not to actually lose my ship. I don't want to lose my ship. Move it back into friendly territory to rest up a little bit. Can this carrier... Can it attack? I don't know. It's not... In Civ 5, it would have a little icon. No attack capabilities of its own. Okay, thank you. I was going to say, it would have a little icon to say that it can't attack, but we don't have those, at least in this build that I'm running with. That is a lot of tech. TechNet hub. Yeah, so we can't launch anywhere here because there's stuff. Can't launch anywhere where there's going to be overlaps, and none of that is going to be too terribly helpful. Once this satellite goes away, I will forward launch a TACnet hub, something like this, to give us a good area of defense around Fortune. But for now, I think I'm going to do something like this. This is a large area. I want to gain control over it. I don't want anyone else to drop TACnet type satellites that way. Might upset France here, but, you know, who cares about them? They're already hating me. I mean, franco-iberia. They're not just France. Gene Gardens. Go, go. We actually might want some culture here before the happiness. Although we're now at minus 30. Let's start with the relics, actually. It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? So this is the PAC, and Brasilia are at war. That's not going to be a particularly productive war for anyone, I think. Because they're separated. Brasilia is also not being very powerful this game, because they've got boxed into a corner. We can almost, unless this guy gets bombarded to hell and back. We need our melee ships. I don't have melee ships. Okay, even though the damage sucks, and this guy won't actually be able to bombard. I gotta move him into range, because I gotta keep the hit points as low as possible. I'm gonna sacrifice a ship for it. I need to make sure that... Oh, Fort Braca's gonna fall. No! I need to make sure these guys stick around so people can't settle here. Well, Fort Braca was our previous route, so let's go to New Babylon. No, we don't have a route there. It goes through it. So, Braca should stick around for a little bit longer, in that we just sent a trade route there. It might fall, which is a whole other kettle of fish, but, you know. More hubs. So we're just going to keep hubifying everything. Hub, Hubba hubba. Something like this. And try to avoid covering the city. For all I know, the cities would get a nice defensive bonus from the attack net hubs too, which would be kind of cool. Alright, so I'll take the bombard, which will basically eliminate my cruiser. But then we'll have a cruiser still there, and we'll have a melee unit in range. Gene Garden, happiness, go go. Carrier does nothing. We can advance it. Maybe we'll draw fire. Seems unlikely. Slavic carrier. Unit was killed. TACnet hub was destroyed by a KP missile rover. Oh! That's funny. Is it this one? No. Oh, they have a missile rover in the city! Right! Oh, I forgot about that. And artillery can shoot them down. Bombard. Okay, here's the thing. I don't really want the city. But I also don't want anyone planting a city there. I will raise it. And I guess I'll just leave a unit there. That would work. I'll leave a unit there. No one can settle here because it's adjacent to enemy territory, although I suppose the pack could technically settle right there. But we have a pretty good relationship, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. I expect the AI will not settle on resources. So most likely this spot will simply not be colonized. Alien Preserve. Worker. Let's finish that. We're getting very close to just automating these guys. Hitting that laziness mode, guys. They will be crossing the ocean a lot back and forth probably to get stuff done. But it'll get all my mag rails up. Any resources that I missed will start to get improved. Yeah, I'm just going to automate. So this carrier, not going to be terribly helpful. I could stop raising this. Minus 34. One, two, three. Does it get to eventually work this fruit? No, although Central will eventually work that fruit, so. Gives me 2 geothermals, which is not a lot. Reslin, algae. I mean, it's not terrible. But it's also a lot of border friction. No, I'm going to burn it down. It's okay. So with that, listen, France. Okay, yeah, I still haven't done a reload, so. Something is not working right. There's no reason they would not accept peace at this point. Just makes no sense whatsoever. Hey, you know what I still haven't done? Found a way to get to the other continent, because I keep getting sunk by aliens, but that's probably less of a problem now. Alright, oh, it's not time for a cut. I have to remember next time I cut to reload. See if that fixes the diplomacy. Sino-Shore has been built. That's a lot of Slavic units. A lot. But I think they're at war with someone. Not that there's an easy way for me to tell. I guess I can go here, deal. Hey, would you like to make peace with... No, you're not at war with anyone. Alright, color me a little concerned then, because you have a lot of units. Farmer lab. And purchase another worker. I can start building something here, even though it's burning now. How about you just do some research? I guess I just have to pick something. New command center. Okay, so we can get more city strength from command centers or more covert agents, which is what I'm going to pick. Nice. Actually, I think we lost a covert agent somewhere along the way. Lakaya. Wow, you're at level 5 intrigue. We definitely need an agent over there. And Tiangong, I don't want to spy on my allies. Sabda. And those are all mine defensively. Oh, here, this is a Slavic one. Let's go and stick a spy in there. That'll be good. And so yeah, we'll keep trying to build the command centers and get more and more and more spies. We'll go ahead and take the Veterans bonus and stick them on actual fortify. And this cruiser can go into friendly territory and fortify. Cooperation, KP and franco-iberia. And not really, I guess, a surprise. Tech stolen, agent killed. Okay, so we got organics, but then we lost our agent. So what did organics give us? I don't think that's a very high-end tech. It's not bad. So that was biofactories, which we don't have harmony. Mass digester. We don't really have much in the way of tundra. Although the grower specialist slots are not terrible. And +1 energy from generators, which you don't really have. But it leads to some other stuff. So yeah, we're getting transgenics for the gene smelter, I think. And actually, I don't think anyone's built the Promethean. So we might sneak that in. I would love open borders with you. You're my best friend.
What's ours is yours. For a price.
I will do that. I don't really need much floatstone. And I will take the favor, but also you're coming at me from a point of need, so that'll boost our relationship a bit. Same thing over here. We're actually quite friendly with these guys, despite the fact that we have different affinities, and we pissed them off with expeditions. Yeah. I'd also like to sell the floatstone, but for now, taking it for the diplomatic boost is fine. Hopefully the PAC stay friendly with me. Gene Gardens. So we can experiment with it, gain more energy, or experiment with controlled mutation, which is more happiness. Like, to me, this one sounds more purity, or more supremacy, and this one sounds more purity. Well, actually, not even. It's more like harmony. But none of these lead to an affinity, as far as I know. So I'm going to take the health, because obviously I need more health. Still at -32, which is far from ideal, but, you know. Dems the brakes. I'm very tempted to build a dome here. Just to get more hit points in Austria, since it might be a point of contention, but not really. Sarah is probably more vulnerable. We could build an array for even more orbital coverage to do some nonsense magic tricks that way. But I think a straight up farm is going to be fine. If I can find it in the list. I'm going to go ahead and just automate this worker here. Unless I want to do something here. It's not a great tile. It might be a good one for a terrascape. This frac site, we're going to maybe improve that. You think that would be a good idea? We got our xenomass there for the extra growth in fortune, which will be decent. And, oh, these are Tundra River tiles, actually, so that'll be a decent place to build the whatever it was. Biofactory. No. Mass digester. Although we've got a lot of other important things to build here. Fortune needs to not die, so we are going to want to build domes here. In fact, I might start with a dome. No, that's stupid. I'm going to throw money at this problem and actually get some terrascapes up. Well, it doesn't give us that much. I actually get slightly more food by building a farm here. Yeah, but we do get the production. And that's worth something. I'm going to get an early terrascape going in Fortune. It'll be nice. Plus, the extra culture, assuming that affects local culture, which will mean more border pops a little bit faster. And that will actually be very, very appealing as well. Building that farmer lab. We'll have to build some defensive structures next, probably. Okay, so we got a path here for trade routes. That'll be nice to know. Plus, just generally keep an eye on things over here. Spies are all basically traveling and working. Recruiting defectors. It'll be really interesting to see if we can swing something like that. And if we succeed, we'll be level 4 over here, so we can do an even more intense mission against these dudes. Although I think that comes down to, like, what, crashing a satellite, which is not necessarily a priority.
And chemistry is a tool, and a tool is only as useful.
All right. We failed to recruit defectors and were killed. Ooh. If I'm going to build the Promethean, it's not going to be in Vanguard, obviously. Optical surgery. You don't actually need a source of silica to build optical surgery, but if we're going to build them anywhere and eat 2 of our fraxite, we're going to build them in places where we do have silica, ideally. So that'll be really, really nice to get going. This worker wants some orders. I'm just going to automate you. Oh, I remember. Axiom always has problems with food. Actually, let's go ahead and get the algae going as quickly as possible then. That would be nice. Victories update. Domination is progressing, but that's the only thing so far. Okay. Well, that hardly matters. We have to be aggressive against these guys. I mean, we've already denounced them, and they're the biggest threat. I'm gonna keep spying on them. I'm not gonna lie to them, and then, like, I'm not gonna not spy against him, and I'm not gonna lie to him about spying. So I'm just gonna tell him, I won't be caught next time. This might prompt him to attack me, so I do really have to be quite concerned about my defenses. And with that in mind, despite the fact that my happiness still sucks, let's get all our command centers up and running. Plus we get more spies from that, so that's nice. Do we have a command center in Fortune already? Oh, we do. Nice. Do we only get the one free spy from command centers? It's not one for each one? I guess that's fair. Trade depots would be a good idea to get some trade routes out of here, but I'm going to build the Alien Preserve for even more culture and border push to start off with. And we really need to keep going with the tech. I should probably stop trading with these guys and giving them the extra science. So we'll just have to deal with that. Even though they're really nice trade routes. We get vision from our satellites too. That's quite nice. Move you to here. I would like to unpuppet these guys at some point, but they're still doing okay. And if I unpuppet them, it's going to mean like 10 turns of them not producing anything at all, which might be worse than a lifetime of uncontrolled stuff. If these were 2 puppets, I would definitely want to unpuppet 1, because I want ability to build like military units in this side. But the fact that I've got an actual city here isn't bad. Gene Smelter. More happy. Develop a virtue. Yeah, so we can produce faster, get more orbital coverage. I mean, I'm not planning on sticking around over here. I do want the level 2 tech, though. Although I'd have to get more level 1 stuff. I could get some bonus health right away from this virtue, and that wouldn't be terrible. Army Engineering Corps is pretty sweet, too. Half maintenance for units. Plus 10 strength for all units. That is unbelievably good. And more strategic resources, which would suit me well for the frac site. But I think what we need to do is going to pump up the tech side of things. I suspect we're going to get our full synergy bonus for the tier 1 stuff. And a free technology is not bad. Because if we can go down the tech route, we could grab both social mores. I mean, if I didn't care about the level 1 stuff, I could just go say laboratory apprenticeship, give it a bunch of level 2 stuff for that bonus, because that's nice. Or I could start right here, pioneering spirit into mind over matter. Actually, that might be the thing to do. Ignore settler clans. You know what? We're going to go for the level 1 bonus, and I think it's going to be done by going social mores, laboratory apprenticeship, labor logistics, scalable infrastructure. I think I'm actually going to start with the social mores first. More culture, so that we'll get to the next virtues faster. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Got a bunch of spies that need some work. Seal me some science. Oh, they're all moderate. Steel technology, then. And actually, establish a network to start off with. If we really wanted a strong battlefront over here, we could just go and drop down a node. Keep all our units healed pretty effectively, but I don't think we're going to need to do that. I think I'm just going to keep building farms. Trade vessels. It's a lot of money, not as much science as I might like. This is slightly more science. We could keep Fort Braca up. Because, oh man, it's almost going to die. Tell you what, I'll send a trader out to Fort Braca for now. But it'll probably fall over, kind of regardless of what happens. I won't lose my trade route, though. They like to build carriers, which protects their naval conquest. Like, build carriers. Oh man, they got so many units. So many units, and they're so much higher tech. Like, I can't fight them because they're going to have just amazingly good units. Oof. Bad, 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 bad. I need to trade with my ally. Because this Sindela route is pretty good. Agents are arriving and doing things. Yeah, I keep teching up stuff. Like, I needed the happiness tech. The Sopa distillery is amazingly good. But we really are going to have to go for the low-lying supremacy tech as soon as that is done. In fact, a part of me is thinking I should just abandon this. We have unlocked a bunch of new buildings that give happiness. We could come back for the Soma distillery later on. I think that's what we're going to do. So, I'm going to eyeball. So we never picked up power systems, which is going to be very fast. And yeah, I'm just going to go like one ring at a time. Oh, the weather control is nice for growing our cities. Remember when I was going to get that like 100,000 years ago? Synthetic thought. Collaborative thought. So it's all the fastest things we can get to research. Wow, the precog project is really good. Can we get that first? It'll take a little bit longer than the power systems. But if no one's built it, I'm definitely going to want that. Alright, we'll just queue up these to start off with and then see how it goes. But I'm going to put a cut in this video and I'm going to reload the game and hope that it fixes the peace deals going on with these AIs. Like, no peace, never. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.